Okay, and welcome back to Dead by Dawn Season 3. We are in the semi-finals with Astral versus PSR. I am super excited for the set. We do see a Ghostface set coming, which is Astral's usual pick. I am not alone on the casting today. I am here with Omega. Omega, long time no see. It seems like you're always
Hello.
here for the Ghostface sets.
And I mean, yeah. Every single time that I'm casting here, there is either a steel set or another not common set here. But yeah, what do you think on the Ghostface fields? Do you like the sets?
Me personally, I love watching them, hate playing them. A little too scary for me, but we do know Astral has a fantastic pick for this. It has been their proficiency for the whole season. But again, PSR are not a team to take lightly because they have been performing extremely well, and we do see a fantastic chase coming on our show today. I like seeing the new cosmetic coming into the game and people actually running it. It seems to be the new comp standard for sure.
Yeah, it seems to actually. And also, I need to tell you something about the Ghostface sets now that it seems that we're dropping chase. In the Ghostface set, communication is the key. And actually, I need to tell you, survivors seem to be really good in communication because they are actually pre-running. Whenever the killer left them, they are paying attention to whatever the killer is.
Yeah, exactly. And that is so heavy on these sets, especially the pre-running. It's so necessary for good team coordination. I wouldn't expect any less for our teams that are in the semi-finals. Whoever wins today actually goes through to the finals, which is going to be super interesting, and it will be a best of five. Again, both teams are extremely strong, and I think it is going to be a great matchup to see. And we do see Exotic having the tiniest bit of stock. PSR really denying it. As I said, we do catch Shell out on a gen here, which is not the best of play to be.
Exactly. They were doubling that gen and also taking the survivors away from the gen, considering that we still have Rin up, might be painful because Rin, like it or not, it's taking a lot of progress within the time, and it can be only 10 seconds, but it's painful for the survivors' progress in the gen.
Yeah, we do see our Ghostface kind of going around just checking everything we can, keeping the pressure at bay as best we can. But all this time with so little stock, I'd be a little scared on Exotic's side because they do have a little bit of pressure behind them. But we do have a bit of a gen cluster around the main area. But again, we need to find someone soon and get that down going just to make sure that we can get those stages in because this is going to be a hard setup to do.
Yeah, also probably survivors are taking this set slow because in fact they don't know where the ring is. So probably taking the set slow, don't letting Ghostface make a big snowball into them, and probably trying to find the ring might be the key to actually start putting pressure into the killer, because also if they are not doing gens, they are also wasting a lot of resources in the map. And well, since it's Larry's, there is not like plenty of safe palace during all the map. There is like a couple, but still there is not like in all the map. Like for example, others you have shack. In here you only have the library, but still if the library hasn't pallet, it's just like a small window. Ooh, actually we're looping and loping.
I'm excited to see. Do we know our check spots Dino? I would hope so. But Dino does not know on ping, unfortunately so. But that will be attack going through. And we do see one of the killer's perks of choice here, which is Sloppy Butcher, which is very common on these sets. It makes a really good hit and run. It makes those heals slower, which is taken away from that pressure. And it seems like PSR might be playing just a little bit too safe for my liking. But again, like we don't know all the pressure that's going on. But we do see Pursuit taking on Dino here, but Ada kind of trailing behind, getting that thing. But she isn't stocked up, and there is no pallet here, except for this pallet right here. But that's quite a safe pallet, so they are gonna swing the pallet, but just not getting it. That is so unfortunate.
Yeah, that was a really good mind game into Ada and also making it possible to take the chase away from Dino, which is pretty much the same, because both of them are like now they're one shot and well, it's going to be the same. Sadly, even though this kind looks so fake, I need to tell you that this hits it was a slow ball. So we all know what happens when you're slow vaulting windows.
Yeah, the slow ball definitely didn't help, but we need to remember this is also a cross ping matchup, with Astral being EU and PSR being NA. So the hits are going to look a little funny, I think. But again, that is our first hook on Slasher, which was a pain res hook that did hit something, but we're not unsure what. This has got a good amount of progress on it. It seems like Exotic's playing quite a slow game. I'm surprised that we're not pursuing Chase as much. He seems to be going for more of a hit and run tactic than anything.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. It is more like he's playing hit and run, but I don't like the fact that he's not using Ghostface power. He's on a stilt, yeah, but he's not marking survivors and getting advantage of putting them into one shot. Oh, actually, never mind. He's now putting two survivors into 99, but he wasn't doing this before.
yeah, I think he might have been hit by a bit of Caster's curse there because Exotic must have heard you and realized, yeah, he needs to get those stocks up. We do have a good bit of stock around. We find Swingblade, who was the final person who didn't have any stock on them. This is what you want to be seeing from the match. You want to be seeing that level of stock across the board because it's going to make it a lot easier for Exotic in the long run to get these downs. As we said, we find Swingblade on a bit of a hard pallet. He is getting that stock in, and we do get the full exposed status with the speed, and we get the hit round.
Yeah, it was a really beautiful job in Exotic, not letting Kate to take out the steal from him, so he was able to take the down into her. Is going to be another pain risk coming in. And Fields, do you like this build, or would you be like more happy if he was running something like Eruption instead of probably Undying?
And I feel like with the rune meta now, and with rune being buffed recently, I think this is quite a good build. It's very heavy regression build. He is keeping them off these gens, especially with Sloppy with the random hits with the healing, pain res for your backup, regression, and obviously Ruin just chipping away with them getting off those gens to stay safe. I think it's a perfect harmony of a build here. Really, really doing well, and we do get save coming onto Swingblade. It's getting a tiny bit of stock going on. The issue being is you just have to play this like safer than they were, but it depends if they know how much they've actually been stocked here.
Yep, it is also getting probably he's he's tunneling, right? Yeah, he's completely tunneling. What? Okay, okay. I thought that would be hitting Kate, but fortunately for her, is not getting her. Now we're not playing 50s. We're just throwing the pallet, trying to get the chase a little bit longer, asking for help. But unfortunately, Ada is getting one shot by the power of Ghostface. We're picking her. Yeah, we're looking for the second stage on Ada, which is basically the same than if we were tunneling Kate. So actually, it's a lot of value because now they're taking the basement. It's going to be really hard to take Ada out of the basement, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is a difficult place to be, and it seems Exotic has really brought it back this game. Pulling the best he can. We are down to one gen as I say that. Obviously, why wouldn't there be one gen when I say that? That's absolutely insane. But PSR doing great, holding up the pressure, but Exotic has got those 99s in the back pocket. If he can get the reset, as I say,
No
uh,
way.
that is unfortunate for PSR there. That is a really good find from Exotic, and that is the person he was chasing. So now we have two tunnelers on the board, one gen left. This is looking really, really nice for him.
Yeah, this is actually the real good pressure that Ghostface was looking for, putting survivors in the ground, and now having like this is so good for him because now Dwight and Sherry are both almost one shot. So this means he can take them down so easily instead of wasting time. But at the same time, I need to tell you something: the gen efficiency by the survivors, it's pretty much good. They pop three gens in basically one tunnel, so it's actually so good.
Yeah, they really are keeping up the pressure. The issue being is they need to get that last gen out, and with going down to a free V, I think Exotic thought the door was there, but the door is not quite there. But yeah, going down to a free V, one gen, it is not the worst case scenario, but it is not going to make it easy, especially with Cheryl and Dwight both being very close in stock. And this could become a snowball very quickly if the survivors don't play this well.
Yeah, fortunately for them, they are fully reset, so this gives them a small chance. Gens are not what you call in a 3 gen area, so they can coordinate themselves to pop that last gen that they need. And well, the green is also out, so it is a little bit of more time for the survivors to pre-run. Oh, that's actually pretty unfortunate for Dwight. I don't know how exotic was guessing that probably someone was hiding there, but really good on him. Now Dino is taking chase in this big loop. I don't think he's going to be able to make it to that pallet. Probably, yeah. No, I don't think so. It's going to be another down, another paint race coming into the gens, and match is probably they are not popping that last gen. What are your thoughts on this, Fields?
This is a really difficult place to be because we have a ton of light that can maybe go for save but risks the trade, or we have the person who's almost 99 who could also get the save. But again, this is a really hard predicament. They might just stack and try and get out, but we do catch our Cheryl, which is the person we really did not want to get caught here. This will be our final fresh. Again, that is Cheryl going down. We're not opting to slug, which I'm really surprised by, especially in our freebie here. But I think Exotic is just so confident that there is no pressure on the map at all. It seems to be PSR are struggling to keep up. There is about, I'd say maybe about 40% this gen? Maybe? Maybe 30
Yeah,
40%? Yeah. But yeah, like I said, it seems to be not the only pressure they have on the map because PR did hit somewhere else. So I'm interested to see what survivors have up their sleeve right now.
yeah, probably was the gen that is in here. The one, yeah, it was. Yeah, this gen is the most progress gen, or at least it seems to be the most progress gen. So, with this information, probably Exotic is just wondering to, yeah, try to catch up. Dwight, it was, he was the one who screamed before. So, this means they are trying to rush the gens, and I don't think this is like most probably correct decision in this situation, but I don't know what else you can do in this situation. Honestly, facing a 3v1 on a set like a ghost face is pretty much harder than other sets.
Yeah, it's very very hard, especially since you don't have those eyes to keep track as much as you would in the 4v. Exotic is going to play for a slug though, which I'm surprised it's going to be this late in the match. But again, I think they want to maybe catch the reset out on Cheryl, but I don't know. Like Alexi is just hiding around.
Probably someone is working into the gen. Might be Kate. Well, I'm praying that it's Kate because she's not injured, so she can also do a really good job playing still, trying to wait until Ghostface is gone because he needs also to lock in into. Ooh, that was head on. Really good job. Okay, I need to admit I wasn't expecting a head on in there, but okay, I guess that works because you are buying a little bit of more time for your teammates to pull out Dino from the ground. It is now to be second stage into Cheryl, and well, if they don't do a reset, I guess this game might be over. I don't want to talk like about the game being over because, like I said before, gens are quite spread in the map. There's also the limit regression events, and probably the gen in the middle is going to be half regression events completed. Ooh, that hurts.
Yeah,
But like I
yeah,
was
that's the
saying,
thing.
oh, what?
Oh, uh,
Okay. Okay, good job on Dino, I guess. Really good job on Dino. Now there is a lot of pressure into the survivors, and it seems they have a small chance to do one more reset before the game is over.
yeah, it seems like they need that reset because Exotic is just absolutely dominating this match right now, making sure that everyone is injured, no pressure is happening, and we're getting those hooks out to make sure we can get the best win con possible. So they are doing an absolute fabulous job, but I don't know. I think Team PSR might be looking into some exit lag packages after this one just to see if they can get away with those vaults. But again, we are seeing Dino running upstairs, just consistently. He's just having that great pre-leave, and we do catch Cheryl a little bit. But if I remember correctly, there's not a lot of pallets over this side, and we just have this one. And we do fake out the ball, which is really well played from Alexi here.
Yeah, it was a really good job on Cheryl making that fake bolt. So wasting a little bit of more seconds into the killer, um, probably achieving the last generator. We don't know. Probably, I don't think so. 'Cause I remember this gen was like 40 something. I don't remember if the Ghostface kicked him. I don't think so. But we'll see, because now taking this look, it's actually the right decision. This gen is really so close. It's like 90 or 80. But it's also the regression events coming out. The signals are telling the killer you're almost done by kicking this gen, so you need to hurry up, or the survivors are gonna complete the gen, bro.
Yeah. The ping is very prominent in this match. I don't know. I feel like it might just be by they are doing the best they can, and that will be a death coming into Swingblade. I will say Swingblade lasted very long. He was on Defig for quite a while, so it's nice to see them lasting it so long. But going into the 2v with this gen split, they will need a miracle to get that gen done. But again, we need that pressure to get the best win con possible because 4K2 is not the best unless we get a fantastic snowball. But again, I've seen miracles happen before here.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. Dead by Daylight is always surprising us, and the teamwork is crucial into this. And
Oh,
oh, this is quite sad. I bet this gen is like 95%. But well, it was unfortunate. But also they made a really good job, working with the ping issues and popping 4 gens out of one tunnel. It was just a crazy work into the survivors.
and we are seeing a board coming onto our the white here. Our Dynamelon, who played it absolutely ferociously. But again, 4K1, fantastic result coming in from Astral. They came in fighting for these semis. So I'm excited to see what we'll be having up next set. Make sure you stick around and see. Okay, welcome back to the second set, which is going to be PSR on the killer. We have to get a 4K2 win con because Exalted came out with a fabulous 4K1 on the Ghostface, really playing it well. Had a bit of a slow start though. Dynamelon has got a bit of a plateful to deal with, but we have found quite a quick stock, which is what you want to be seeing in this set. Again, I'm not alone in the casting. I'm here with Omega. Omega, what's your thoughts?
Hello, hello, hello. Well, I need to tell you something. This early game from Dino, it's so different from Exotic. I need to tell you that, because if you pay attention, he's actually marking survivors, or at least one of them. Now it's trying to chase Cheryl again with the new cosmetic, as you said, probably the new comp cosmetic. Uh, so yeah, we're chasing this quite a strong palette. We're not using the power, getting the bloodlust, probably looking for an early hit instead of using power. Then living it this time, there is no undying, like I told you before. It is instead of undying, it is eruption. Have any thoughts on this build?
This build is good, like I said. It seems to be Dino is playing a lot more of an aggressive game than Exotic was. I think Exotic was playing a lot slower for the long game. But with the win con, Dino really needs to play aggressively, and I think Eruption is great for that. But I do want to comment a little bit on the name of our survivor here. It seems like we have a little bit of a thing going on in the team. But again, that's none of my business. So we are just going to go back to the Ghostface set, which we find other trails coming on. But it looks like we might try and cut off the survivor, but I'm very unsure. Um, it's looking good for Dino actually. With such an early down, this is kind of the game that you want to be seeing for this win con.
Yep. he needs to put a lot of pressure into the survivors, and beautiful job coming in with the 40 people instantly, so they are avoiding the tunnel. Eren is just taking a hit close to one of probably the most probable gens in this trial, taking the Ghostface away from that generator. Really good job into this chase, throwing a really good safe pilot, probably buying more time for his teammates to pop that gen if that's what they are looking for. Rin is out, so it seems now we're under a time pressure for the killer, because depending only into eruption and pain rest in a set like Ghostface can be hard, especially with that win con.
Yeah, it is very, very hard, but I feel like Dino is going for these ping swings. I think he realized if you're going to do that to my team, I'm going to do it right back. Just keeping up the best he can. We are applying Eruption on a couple of gens here just to keep up that pressure, but we do find Ace, which is injured, which is not what the team want to be seeing, and that is Eruption going off. We are still in 5 gens, which is not looking to be in the best of places for Team Astral right now.
Yeah, that is kind of rough for the survivors, but also there is no pain rest hooks in this area, so it is probably taking a lot of value out of the Ghostface build, because pain rests are a really important part of this build. Really important to put pressure into the survivor. Sometimes you want to save some pain rest hooks so you can use them during mid to late game, but right now it is actually not what you want. Considering the win con, you need to be facing either the 3v1 as soon as you can, or trying to slug probably two people, forcing them to leave the gens.
Yeah, they are definitely being kept on their toes. Dino is holding no hope for them here. They are going full aggression, and this will be completely up to holding chase and also creating that pressure. We do have a little bit of a blind coming in, and we do take the ball, not getting hit through it. Exotic might have trouble getting for that window, I was about to say, because I don't think we had the distance, and the ping was not on their side. We do see first gen going out though, which is what you want to be seeing. But I feel like it's a little delayed, especially since Exotic hadn't had these kind of hooks until what, about 2 gens left?
Yeah, something like that, if I remember correctly, because he was putting a lot of pressure into them, and thanks to one of the last penders that he used, he was able to found Dwight, and then, well, he got the win at 4k1. And right now, 3 penders are remaining, of course, only 2 hooks fresh for the killer, and survivors are doing like a fantastic job by doing these small resets. Probably they are doing the double reset instead of putting a lot of rush into the gens. Oh, it seems that we are getting cut off out of word. But like I was saying, they are doing a really good job. Now, my only concern is that probably they're about to face the 3v1 with 4 gens remaining to be done, which is actually really rough in my opinion.
Yeah, I think Eric might have just woken up for a nap because I don't think he realized that that was a 99 stock. That is another survivor going on hook. This is not looking good. They need to save Exotic now. As I say that, they will, and that is the play that need to be done. They could not let Exotic die at this point because I don't feel like they have the pressure behind them because Dino is just keeping up the heat on these survivors consistently. This is a really tough matchup for both.
Yeah, they are about to face the 3v1 because Dino is taking the tunnel. Even though this is a strong pally, probably the Ace can buy a little bit of more time. Actually, don't mind me. Forget everything what I was talking about. They, they just managed to pop the second generator of this trial, and they're about to face the 3v1 within 2 more gens. Well, yeah, 2 more gens for the tie, and 3 more gens if they want to get the win. And of course, I bet that they want to get the win. So these 3 gens that are remaining need to be done within probably the next 3 chases. Doesn't really matter who is in the chase. So they need to actually start putting pressure into those generators, because they are resetting each other, which is completely good. But at the same time, you need to be putting pressure into the gens, because if not, this is what happens.
Yeah, I feel like Exalted was caught on a little bit of a jiggy vault, unfortunately, and it did not go out for him. We do find our Cheryl here. I was going to say the full name, but I'm not going to do that to myself. But we are taking tag onto our Cheryl here, and with Sloppy applied, that is just going to take away all that pressure, and we are going to get a Rochi who is very close to the stock. I was about to say, I don't know, are you going to take the hit or are you going to take the stock? But we are taking the stock, and that is going to be Orochi going on to Hook. As you said earlier, PR is not looking to be on the side of Dino here. But again, that's the gamble you take with pain. Um, so yeah, like I said, we are taking this Hook that is a fresh going on, which is very nice. But this is a hard place to be because you can't keep resetting. You need to get that pressure behind you.
Exactly. Uh, the part that I like of Ghostface set is everything is about the snowball, denying either gem progression or hooks within the teamwork, you know. And right now, Dino has been doing like a beautiful job, just putting a little bit of a snowball into the survivors, make them almost impossible to pop gens at the speed that they need, even though they are pulling out right now. As soon as the ghost face is quite far from the hook, they are pulling out with that window. So n- right now, I just wonder if they are going to manage to pop two more gens or not, because the gens are. It's like the same situation as before. Gens are quite spread in the map, so kind of hard for Dino to protect all the gens that he needs.
Like I said, they need to find that far gen and just get it out. They need to make sure that they are keeping that pressure up. But it seems to be they just seem a little lost, especially with where the ghost face is, and they don't quite know the positioning at all points, which is a lot of the issue. And we're getting caught out with free tags, especially with Sloppy, which is just making it so much slower. We haven't seen Orochi and Aaron for a little bit now, so I'm hoping they're on a little bit of a gen. We do need the show to have a bit of a pop off chase though, to make sure that we can keep that pressure. But there is not a lot of resources left on the map. We have been kind of consuming a lot this little while, and we do see a vault coming into the main window. This is not a bad chase going on, but it is risky, and we
Wow.
do not get Pocos through the pallet. That is not what Dino wants to be seeing.
Yeah, like I was I was just imagining like he's about to take the swing into the window, but he was not taking the swing, which kind of surprised me, not gonna lie. And then not taking that hit into the pallet might be feeling kind of unfair for the killer, because Kate took one of those extremely hard and really painful pokos in one of the pallets. So kind of sad that Dino wasn't able to take that Poco into Cheryl. So,
Yeah, that's what we
oh,
call a German net efficiency. So it is known to be very good. So we are taking chase onto Orochi, which Orochi does not have that net to save him, unfortunately. Just not there, but really good dying under a pallet. Maybe they can make something work. But again, we've not seen Aaron in a little bit. I would expect some pressure at some point. We do find our Cheryl here, who is going to go back and chase. He did do a fabulous job at first, but again, resources are really, really going down. Like, we are starting to not have the RNG to play.
yeah. Also, I feel that this variant, well, it's always dependent on the RNG, but this time it feels like there are not that many resources as the trial before. This time it feels like there are only like the common pallets, but they are not like in every single corner. At least the trial before they had, in my opinion, a little bit of more pallets, like at very least 3 4 more pallets to work with.
Yeah, they definitely had the resources behind them before, and I think we have just caught our last survivor. Which, if they take this down, that will be the first hit taken by PSR, which would be really shocking, especially since this is Astral's peg. Um, but I'm guessing they just weren't ready for that level of pressure. But again,
Yeah, that was a really good job into Dino actually looking for the survivors, put them into the ground, not picking them, and trying to make a really big snowball so he can force the result that he needed was a really outstanding job in his side.
Yeah, unfortunately for Team Astral, Dynamel did have eyes this game and managed to find the survivors quite quickly, and it was just extremely unfortunate. But again, we are having a second set, which is going to be Billy. Uh, I'm pretty sure it is Billy Blood Lodge, which is quite a classic set, and I'm actually very excited for that. But it is PSR's pick, so I'd be a little scared going into this with Team Astral. But if anyone's going to have a comeback, I think it will be Team Astral. Again, we are just going to end out on this set with PSR taking first. We'll stay around and we will see you for Billy set up next.
Hello everyone, we are so back in here with Dead by Dawn Season 3. This is Billy's Paradise, long, open slideness. He can get from that gen into the main building in seconds, and the cross map pressure is going to be insane. I'm pretty sure of it, and of course I'm here with Fields. Hello Fields.
Hi, yeah, I love a good Billy set. I'm so excited to see, especially since this is PSR's pick. I'm interested to see how Team Astral are going around it. We do see Chase coming onto Exotic first, and oh, a
Oof.
fantastic curve coming in from Dynamel in here, which is going to be a really quick down. Uh, I'm
I need
interested
to
to see
mention
the build up.
something. Oh,
Yeah, I'm so good.
yeah, but I was about to say that survivors better be on their toes because there is like a well, from what I'm seeing, is a couple of dead zones in here, and if you're cut off in the open, well, you might be in the ground in less than a few seconds, you know. And also, as we saw before, Dino seems to be really good into the Billy. I really love to see Billy sets. Like, actually, I need to tell you, I'm happy to being able to cast Billy sets.
Yeah, I feel like Billy Set's one of these ones that's so fast paced. It's so interesting to watch because there is just so much that's going on. It takes a lot of skill from Survivor as well to be able to kind of dodge and play your macro side of this and be able to get that 4v1 up. Again, I think Astral will be a little more on their toes this round due to the fact that their pressure was not quite there from last game. But we are deciding to kind of camp Exotic into second here. This early is a really good play. To have a death so quick would be kind of catastrophic for our team here.
Yeah, when you are playing as Billy, of course on the killer side, if you get an easy first chase, then of course camping and just going for the 3v1 as soon as possible is the play that you want, because Billy is a tier S killer, so obviously it's a really oppressive killer in the map. Especially in this map, he has all the space in the world to land these enchained cross map snipes, and ooh, that was so close. I thought he would be on the ground, but the borrowed time saved him. It's going to be another chase into the tunnel. I, I'm wondering why he didn't just face camp Ace till the dead, you know? Oh, beautiful.
I don't think he
It was
needs
so
to. I think
beautiful.
he can just take the curve on it. It's a really, really early death. Exotic was playing that so risky, but lucky borrowed time and managed to get through the window. But again, we are seeing our show coming to chase here, who I think might be our spin burst player because the walking was scaring me a little bit there. Um, but yeah, we are going to take chase to Shack, so I'm assuming they're going to be doing gens over by 12 side here. I'm wondering if our show is going to learn from Exotic's mistakes and realize that Dido is not messing around and definitely knows how to play the killer. Oh, and
Yeah,
it's very, very close, and that is a gen completed.
it's actually a really good job into the survivors, considering that now the game is in the 3v1. They lost 25% of their gen repair speed with this survivor that is out, so the mat is not on their side anymore.
Yeah, it's not quite in their favor. We do see finesse on the Z wall, which is what we see, and we do see a BAM coming through. Dino is not messing around with the Z wall and is going to decommit from our Cheryl here, trying to see if we can split some pressure across the map. But again, they are making it hard. They are playing this extremely safely, but also keeping that pressure up. It's really well done by Team Astral right now.
Yeah, they need to split the gen pressure right now because if two of them are caught in the same gen, the game might be really close to be over because as we said before, Billy is a really oppressive killer. He's also doing a really good job. It's a 3v1. One of them is basically injured, so with the basic attack he's going to be on the ground. So they need to be careful. They need to be calling out on time whenever the Billy is leaving them because these cross map snipes are going to be a thing.
A little difficult, but we found Dino's arch nemesis, which is our Cheryl, who seems to have the ping of a demon, but Dino is having none of it and is going to win round two here against the Cheryl. And that will be our Survivor Golden Chase, which honestly, for not having another hook for two gens left, this is extremely well played.
Yeah, survivors are actually doing a really good job with the gen's efficiency. Like even though they are on a 3v1, they are not wasting a single second. They are actually doing a really good job. Now the thing is, who's going to be the hero chase? Because whoever the killer find next, it has to run at least. Well, why there is always the caster curse on my
um,
casting? Why?
You know what, Aaron? We believe you're going to have the hero's chase right now. We believe you are the savior of all, okay? We have absolute belief in Aaron right now. But yeah, we did see Elon trying to go for that save there, but unfortunately just not getting it. And we do see our scratch marks coming out from Aaron, but I think he just wants to deny that save. We do see a blast mine coming in. I think that was a bit of a wake up moment for me there because my eyes are absolutely dying after that. Um, but we are going to take Chase on there, which will be our survivor. We do see them getting off hook though, which is very nice. That will be Deliverance coming through. We
Oh,
are.
probably that's why Nancy was just like pulling. Doesn't really matter where the killer is. I'm just gonna try to pull, and well, there you go. Deliverance being used. Also, this is our chase hero. It seems that Claudette is doing a really good job taking the Billy from top side to the mid map, now to the boss, and forcing him to leave the chase, almost getting the down into Cherry, but unfortunately is getting the down into Nancy, which is basically the same. Now Nancy is going to be on the basement, so it's actually no, don't mind me. It's not the basement at all.
I feel like they were trying to decide who vaults the window first, but Cheryl
Yeah.
just got there just quick enough. I don't know, maybe it's just a ping difference, but we do see Chase coming on to Cheryl here, and we don't want to be in the same predicament we were, where we have two people hooked at the same time. Cheryl is playing extremely safe, throwing everything she can. We are going to leave and try and cut off Aaron just for the save, but this pressure is a little on the scarier side. We got about half on the gens, but if these chases aren't lasting, we might be running into some problems.
Yeah, this is more like a race against the time, in my opinion, because there start being dead zones around the map. There is a couple windows, yeah, but still you need pallets to face Billy. Basically, in my opinion, facing Billy is quite similar as facing Blight. As soon as you are running out of resources in the map, it is like your timer, number of pallets that you have is basically like the number or the amount of time that you have to play around the killer. So you need to be really good by popping gens, by calling where's the killer. And well, now Billy seems to be so happy because he's running from one side to the other, back to back, putting a lot of pressure into the survivors, make them waste a lot of the precious time that they have, also kicking the gen, getting a lot of value on eruption. So it's going to be probably 4k1 in my opinion.
I'm not gonna lie, it's a little scary. I feel like Billy's a little bit scarier than Blight just due to the fact that I think I'm more scared of a man with a chainsaw than with a cane. But we are gonna take Pursuit onto main. I'm guessing this will be our balanced landing player, which it is, and he is just gonna decommit from this because again they are gaining that pressure slowly but surely, really, really playing to the best. A little bit risky coming back for that pallet, but we don't have our sprint burst and we only have our pallet here, so we need to juke some sort of chainsaw first to be able to get it. But they are managing to cut LOS quick enough and they are getting that pallet really well passed from our Cheryl player here. And
Oh, that was a beautiful mind game into Cheryl, but unfortunately, Dino is getting the down, also getting a lot of value thanks to Eruption and the outer reading that this is giving to him. Oh, who is this? Is the fresh one? Is Eren? Yeah, he's going to commit Eren. They pop the 4 generator in the trial. Really good job into the survivors. Even though it can be 41, 40, it's more than a double result on the survivor side, considering that it's Billy, of course.
yeah, and like I said, they have done a fabulous job here, especially for someone dead so early. Their freebie is something not to be messed with, and that's what I'd expect from Team Astral, especially for how they've been performing through the season. They really are putting up a fight, and like I said, whoever wins this gets to go through to the finals, which is um, obviously something you want. You want those wins. You've been through the whole season for this, but they are doing an immaculate job. We do have this edge map filler, but do they manage to get to it? They do not, unfortunately, get to it, and that will be a death coming onto Elon, which puts us down to the 2v at 1 gen.
This is where everything starts to change. Because one thing is going to play the 3v1 where you have a small time, like you know, about popping the gens. Now in the 2v1, even though you are injured or not, like this doesn't really matter. It's more about who's going to be taking the longer chase. Because both gens seems to be at the same progress. We'll see. Oh, another Blastmine. I was about to say probably we're about to see a Blastmine, but yeah, there you go. Blastmine coming in. Both gens seems to be 60 to 70 progress, so they are quite. This is what you call a 3 gen for Billy. Gen seems to be quite separated in the map. They are not for a Billy. Billy is just so fast, and now we're committing probably last chase from Cheryl, because yeah, I'm not making that that to myself
Oh,
too. Like I'm not pronouncing that name. Taking the down now into Cheryl, and sadly we found the last survivor, so it's going to be 4K1. Still a double result.
yeah, that's a absolutely fantastic result coming in for the Surfside for how this game started. Aaron's going to take us on our last chase by M1 is just going to stop that. But like I said, really good job. Fortunately, we did get a bit of a DC coming in, but I'm guessing that is just because they know the game is ended, just to make it out a little quicker. But again, a fantastic result. That is a 4K1, which means that Astral's Killer will need to come back with a 4K2 to be able to stay with a chance of going into the finals here. Make sure to stay tuned and we'll see you there.
Hello, hello. We are back in here, Dead by Dawn, Season 3, second trial of the Hillbilly set, Astral on the killer side, 4K2, Wincon, and this is an statement piece. This is the confidence that the killer needs to be showing. Because, well, that was a really quick chase. I didn't have the time to ask you something, Phils, but, well, what do you think on these early down, Phils?
Yeah, I don't think Astro wants you to intro. I think they need that down like before that intro's done. Again, they got it. Slasher is going to go down into the basement, which is what you want to be seeing. Again, we have the Wincon build uh, equipped right now. I don't know if you see that, but we have got our Devourer Hope, which is the epitome of we need this Wincon and we are going to do our best to get it. And like I said, we are finding people so quickly. This is what you want to be seeing.
Yeah, it's going to be a game where the time is actually not what you call a lot of a lot of time. I'm sorry, I'm losing my mind because right now it seems to be really hard for the survivors to get something done before second down is going to be happening in literally a few seconds, or it's just going to be forcing the grab. Actually, well, don't mind me. Don't mind me. It was a beautiful chase, but right now we need to drop. We need to look for our tunnel and probably for the survivors to do or try to get the pull, which is concerning me because who is going to try to pull over a basement hook against the building? Oh,
Yeah, as far as I saw, we had a little bit of a ping issue going on, about 400 to 300 ping that match. So, like I said, we'll need to reconvene and see what's happening with the serve. So, we'll see you then.
When I'm blue, I think of you in your eyes, how they look at mine, so kinda like that. You slow down time and everything's just fine. I was ocean swimming with just wishbone, thinking of my life, the vision drifting by, until I found a lighthouse in your heart, shining like a beacon of bright stars. I was in a life wandering far, until I found a lighthouse in your heart, guiding me out the
everybody. We are running it back. We had a small ping issue, which obviously was solved so easily thanks to the teams, thanks to the survivor and the killer. We also made a small ping test, so really good job on the staff team too. So right now we're here. We're back with the first chase on the Ada. Slasher taking the first chase, also not being able to let the killer take the first tag into her. Really good job on Ada. Now Billy is forced to leave the chase. Any thoughts on this early game for the killer fields?
It is not as quick as we saw last time. You did say we had a small ping issue, but it was roughly about 500 ping. I wouldn't consider that small, but we are definitely having a lot harder of a time catching Swing Blade here. And we do have a nice little pallet here, which is going to save us just for a little longer. It seems like it's just taking a little too long for what you need for this win con. But again, they have got the win conning build on. Um, so I'm excited to see the value.
Which value?
That obviously the very whole value, obviously.
The
Like
Undying value, because they took off Undying, so
uh,
still got a small chance to keep using Devour Hope. Hopefully, they took out Undying and not Devour. Now it's going to be first hook. No gens being popped. They were looking for the totems. Probably they are guessing that he's running again the same build. They are insta pulling. Wow, that's a bold move in my opinion.
yeah, that is a little scary, especially for how early it is. But I think they are just trying to get those gens out rather than worry about the hook stages as much because they need to get down to a 14-0 for win. But we are taking the tunnel out onto Swingblade again, but Swingblade is not making it easy and is just going to kill as much time as possible just to help out their team and get that pressure behind them. They are doing a fabulous job though. I'd be a little scared on Astral's side here, but again, if we can get this tunnel out early, it'd be very good. And we do see the M1 come down with Gen going out.
Yeah, the pressure is now immense. There's also, ooh, I yeah, there's also three gens being popped. I was about to say, I remember that gen was highly progressed, and in fact, they managed to pop that gen. So the pressure for the killer is immense. It's huge. Really good job on the survivor side.
Yeah, he needs to be 4K now to make this into the finals. But again, even if they do not win this, they will still be up for a match for third place. But again, I am excited to see because I've seen snowballs go crazy before, but this will need to be the biggest snowball of Astral's life here to make the difference.
Yeah, the pressure now is into the killer side, and of course we know that the killer can perform on this killer. But the question is now, the survivors is going to be able to pop the gens that they need to get the win, or is going to be the killer who's taking advantage of this small pressure and make it or turn it into a big snowball? What do you think, Phils?
It really could be a 50-50 on this. It seems like the tunnel light was just a little too long, and that is them bumping, and they are going for the pallet. I've ended you their ping just a little too well there.
Yeah, that was that was a 50-50. Sadly, you lose it, and also they lost Shaq Palais, but it was funny and well, it was a really good job on Nada trying to put his teammates a little bit of more time within the stun that comes by throwing the Shaq Palais into the killer's face as after he missed the rush. We're missing also the M1. We're probably putting a little bit of rush. Probably the killer is feeling that the time is running out, so he needs to figure out what he's gonna do to put or to force the survivors to be out of the gens. Beautiful job on Kate actually using balance landing to make it out from that hill, but sadly it's not enough to keep the chase. Now she's down and it's going to be the 3v1 into 2 gens up, probably 1 gen up only.
Yeah, like I said, they are really, really fighting this. PSR doing a fabulous job on the Survivor side, really keeping it together. But we are in the freebie, and this is where it starts getting a little scary altogether. It seems like they are holding chase really well, and I will say, I think the RNG was more on their side this game than there was on Astrals.
Yep, now this is the redemption arc for Ada. This is doubling down. This is Ada saying, no, I need to take a really long chase, or at least the longer that I can, taking value of every single pallet because my teammates need these few more seconds. And there you go. At least was enough to pop the 4 generator of this trial, coming with the save. That was so close, but unfortunately, we are not seeing flashlight save, at least not right now.
Yeah, we are seeing them at Tycon right now. This is one gen away from PSR taking this 2-0, which is a little scary. And then what we would be seeing later as well is the second person who'd be going to the final between Billet and Nada, which would be very, very interesting. So like I said, PSR are going to need to be on their game. Dynamelon is going to be taking edge map, trying to crouch it, but unfortunately just not reaching. But we are going to die comp corner. Again, comp corner, I don't actually see it as much as I used to now, but I don't know, Dino's bringing back old playstyles into the modern age.
Mm. Yeah, that is true. People is not doing that often the comp corner anymore. Probably, well, I don't know why, because honestly, waiting those seconds, even if you are about to have an insta chase, going in the corner is so valuable, because it can
Yeah.
avoid a killer from using a pain rest into the most progress generator before you pop it.
Yeah, like I said, Dino's just bringing back the old school plays because he has been in comp for a little while now. We do see the shy